Afternoon, Nino.
Yo, I got the link from you. I just got to go ahead and accept it. Or you just got to accept it. And very simple. Oh, badge, state ID, all as long as it's all in there, we're going to recompensate you plus 10%.
Okay.
We might even increase that to 20% depending on how it goes, but
I mean, realistically, like it gives us more. It gives the the PD more reason to come in here themselves, and
yes,
like we get the 10% on it, and that's what we need right now. Like we are foot traffic starved, so anybody coming in here is good news for me.
And that's exactly why if I'm gonna be real, I feel like food needs to expire quicker. Like if I buy food in the morning, I don't need to buy food for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But
the idea that I have right now, I got you, Mr. Hold on one sec. The idea that I have right now is to try and do like collectibles and stuff that get people wanting to come back.
Oh,
Like a plushie line, buy 10 combos, you get a roll on a plushie, and there's you know ultra rare because it's just let me hear this order, big dog, and I'll rattle it off for you, right? Once people buy their food for the day, like that's it. They don't come back. I do agree too. Like it'd be nice if we could have some food that was just a little more. You eat it while it's hot, and then that's it.
Yep. I will say I have sent some of my desires for stall-related things up, so we'll see how that ends up going. I got something for you. So I'll give you a little preview because you just gave me an idea. We are at the final phase of finishing up lottery legislation because we're planning on launching a county lottery with like actual scratch ticket. Well, not actual, but like it's going to be a whole like scratch ticket system. Not like the shitty ones that you see all over, but like a pretty sick one.
Yeah,
and
you know what I mean?
We could possibly work with stalls to make y'all like custom ones,
That would be really cool.
Yeah, like imagine it's got your logo, really cool. It's got your own theme to it, and you get one scratch off every time you go through. You know what I mean? So we're still in the phase of like developing it because it's on our website. Like think about it. It's like an online scratch ticket type shit. So
yeah, I understand.
That might be interesting. Lottery is going to be a big one, I think. I think it hits,
I think
amounts
so too.
of fun, gambling, and people love money. So
they do definitely. Yeah. And like the thing is that people like gambling and collecting just for the sake of it. That doesn't matter that you know what I mean. Like if there's like an ultra rare something that you can scratch off, even if it's not $1 million, someone's going to feel some type of way when they get it. And if we're all doing it, all the booths in the state, it makes it kind of like everybody's mindset. It's better if we do it, kind of roll it out all over at once.
Yep. I like that a lot. We're about to talk about that in a little bit, so I'm gonna bring up that idea. But
I am in the legislation email chain, so I have been keeping tabs on all this. Can I give you a suggestion? I just want to put it out there.
Yep.
The new weed dispensary and like the all of the weed related stuff for dispensing, I think all of it is good. But I genuinely think, at least in today's climate, I feel like people working at these places should be allowed to be felons as long as they don't have anything drug related. Because I swear,
the problem is, you ready for the tea?
Yeah, hear me out.
My administration has been working against Blaine County's fuckery over like demons and like fucking pretend legislation that they've convinced themselves exists. And this includes Justice Angel. The pattern has been going on for a minute. It took 20 days for business legislation to go through, whereas 2 days for the other county. Now, I've been kind of saying this for a while, but yesterday it kind of came to a heel, where effectively I called out the justice for telling me I could do something, and then she ordered me to do something outside of her purview, more or less. You can see I did a whole press conference yesterday. I'm going to do one again today. The reason I even bring this up to begin with is my staff has been very aware, right? We're not fucking socially inept. You know what I mean? You can see how someone's moving and you don't gotta like, you can see where things are going. You know what I mean? Yep. So the reason I bring that up is weed and the groweries and the dispensaries, we need pretty much state level approval, right? And with the way that we've been getting pushback on just stupid shit, right? Like you're not even gonna believe, like you're missing a period type shit. Like go resubmit it.
Okay.
Is I'm coming in with the angle of like we need to just let this happen with the most passable way, and then we open up that next conversation because you kind of get what I'm saying. Like
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Nino. Like it makes complete sense, and it's like it's what's the saying where it's like it's easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Like it's that type of dynamic where
exactly.
It just needs to be pushed through, and once it's there and there's a precedent, then we can work. Then you can work back because it's like, yeah,
yes.
right now, I think there's no way that with how hard it is to run anything else, there's no way that there's a lot of staff that are going to be working at more than one dispensary in the whole city. There's no way.
Well,
I refuse to believe.
Well, that's why in there we're only going to be doling them out. Like it's going to be a bid base is what we're thinking. I'm so mixed on it. So here's what I'm going to say. And this is kind of the shitty bit. There's sort of two routes that we had an option to take. The first route is these dispensaries, because I don't have any line of sight of like what's coming into the city, right? But I know what I've asked for, right? I could imagine dispensaries having like better, like fucking hydroponics. You know what I mean? Like industrial and grade shit. And so because of that, it inherently makes sense that we say we're taking on one dispensary and one grow house, right? And everyone bids for it like in a silent auction. And so those that get it not only have that feeling of like, holy shit, we have the only dispensary or the only cultivation spot, but they would, that $1 million or whatever they end up dropping it down would inherently be potentially worth it economically over the course of like 2 months. Who fucking knows, right? I don't know the math. This is all like speculative, right? Because nobody knows. On the flip side, my worry is that it's just fucking dog shit weed that, you know, ultimately just is like shit weed that you could just grow yourself. And you're kind of buying the notoriety of it. So I'm kind of balancing those two things. And I think where I ultimately landed is make it a silent auction. At the end of the day, if people don't think it's worth more than $500,000, they won't put $500,000 down. Or maybe they only think it's worth $50,000. It's $50,000. And so I'm only going to open them up like slowly to keep natural demand up. And I think by making people silently bid across the city, it means that those that want it the most are probably going to get it the most. And I get it, right? Grinders might be able to outbid, but, you know, we can.
The thing with that, though, is like that isn't necessarily a bad thing because it also means that my worry is that there's not enough people. The people that invest a lot of money into this hopefully will be like willing to kind of make it work until they realize that it's not sustainable. And
exactly.
And then from that, we can see if it will actually. There's a big incentive to really try hard if you do get it because you've dropped millions or hundreds or thousands. And then we can see, or, you know, the city can see like if it's sustainable or if it's even a market yet. So like, yeah, that honestly has cleared it up for me because my worry was I knew there was going to be a limited amount, but I'm not eligible to run one of these businesses. Fine. But I was like, bro, like how the fuck are you going to staff like only civilians? Like, you know,
it's very fucking difficult. And that's the navigation I've been trying to do. The problem is, and how do I look? Let me just cut the fucking cord here. The problem is that the main person that looks at this shit is a fucking cop sympathizer, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking not just like I'm talking about like the the boot on the back can't breathe type shit. You know what I'm saying? So when even there's like a notion of like someone might do something illegal, it's just restriction. The inherent concept of like, if let's say like the whole notion, it's like, it's very odd because a lot of the legislation I originally wrote, believe it or not, was for the police department. But the IQ levels were so low, it wasn't seen. I'm going to give you an example. When we wrote legislation for like business related stuff, or MOPEC and a bunch of other these things, we wrote it in a way where we said, hey, they got to go and keep a transaction log of what they're doing, right? You know what that obviously means? A cop can go and investigate that shit, right? If someone is running an illegal business, that's where the cops can have their fucking fun or whatever the fuck you want to call it and see, oh shit, this guy's trafficking this money's moving this way, right? But oddly enough, those are the things that we had to remove because what if it's abused? And I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? You get where I'm going with this? Yeah.
That is. What if it's abused? But then it's like, okay, now we have nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Now you're guaranteeing.
Welcome to the life of my administration. It's like I almost have to like knock on a wall because like it's borderline. You have to knock on a wall because people are too fucking dumb to understand what's being written. Like I can't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I? Like it's to the point where there was a day where we were talking about like, do I need to put like in a disclaimer like Oscar Charlie like, here's why you want this, like, you know what I mean? Read between the fucking lines, motherfucker. You know?
I mean, yeah. At this point, right, from what I'm hearing, and all this other stuff I've seen, like maybe, you know, like that's kind of fucking crazy. What if it's abused? Now, because now the system is we are paying optional tax with no paper trail. Like what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a lot of like, this is too complicated. It's like, no, you're making it in your brain. The problem is like when you talk, you know, instead of like thinking, it's sort of the open-minded versus closed-minded argument, right? If someone is convinced like a fucking cat is a mountain lion, right? Then, you know, you could tell them every fact in the fucking Guinness Book of World Records, but then the next moment they're like fucking offended. You're trying to correct them. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
I mean, people are like that. Tough. You just can't argue, and if they see it one way, they physically you can't beat it into them, right? Like that's what they're gonna see. So that is interesting.
Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. There's a lot of no, a lot of red tape, but so that's why we write things the way that we do now, because we're pretty much having to cater to this the fact that there's 30 people on that legislative review board actively reading fucking boring fucking legislation across the city shows that people want change. The problem is the red tape is just getting in the fucking way. And the what ifs are what makes the city interesting. You know what I mean? And I agree with you.
Exactly.
Like, let the felons fucking like sell it. Like, you know, who cares if they go and take the legally grown weed and sell it in a corner? You can bust them, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's significant catastrophic risk to doing that, which is like, it's what more than half the criminals in the city are doing anything for, you know, every day. Like people want the risk, you know, it's like the gambling thing. People gamble for the sake of it, not because they want to be a millionaire.
Yep. Yeah. So, you know, we should start shutting down the banks, you know, just in case they get robbed.
Yeah. I mean, really, that art asylum as well has some priceless fucking Picasso shit. So we should make sure that is like completely shut down with police surveillance 24/7.
Yep.
Just in case.
That's exactly that's the mood. But like I said, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna keep kind of altering things. But that's, you know, I'm going with the safest one, right? And then even that's gonna be a question mark. And if it goes through, then I'll make the next alteration. But look, things are in movement. I recommend checking out losantos.me. Were you at the rally yesterday?
I couldn't be there, but we had representatives there. Jack Bates, he was on the case.
Y'all should definitely get all your boys to listen to that shit. It's so bad what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So
lovely. That's some pep in my step, Nino. Just what I needed to hear. More bad news.
Well, I think bad news comes with good news, because I'm no longer playing Mr. Nice Guy. You know what I mean? Like,
like that's good. Hearing the way that you're planning on doing things, like again, like all of this is above my pay grade. Like I am not educated enough to be, you know, legislating, but going for passing what works, getting it into the system in the city, and then making it work within, you know, in like a wider net is exactly what I would do. Like that's how I handle problems normally, where it's like, you kind of make it in a presentable, palatable way, and then it's like, well, this doesn't work, so now we have to change it. And it's not removing it; it's like, you know, making it actually fit. So I think like hearing that is exactly what I needed to hear.
Yep. You're never gonna get it right the first time. You know what I mean? But
100%.
all right, easy. I appreciate it. As soon as you give me permission, yeah, like I said, you're good to go. I'll let the cops know.
What do I need to give you
some-
permission for?
Oh, you gave me the link to the document, right?
No, I didn't. I did not give you a link to the document. What document do you need to see? Like, do you need to see my like do I need to make one for specifically the LSPD
tripping?
billing?
Hold on,
Yeah,
one
I
sec.
haven't given you anything.
Wait, are you not?
You gave me
Mannix?
something.
No.
Yeah, I am. I am.
Oh, you
But
never did. You never gave me the link. Wait, whose is this then? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I gave you the link. Make a copy of that.
Yep. Yep.
And then send me a shareable link of the copy.
Outstanding.
So what's going to
All right.
happen is I'm importing in every mechanic shop and every food stall that's participating through into a common Excel sheet. So that way I can pay everyone out, and because I know how much you've spent. You know what I mean?
Ah, okay. I understand.
Yep.
I understand.
All right.
All right. Well, perfect. I will get that done, and I will send that to you in an email.
All right. Easy, brother. I appreciate
I appreciate the work you're doing, Nino. It motivates me to continue what I'm doing.
you. Hell yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about, baby.
All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.
You take care. Bye.
Nino.
Big Dog Noodle is coming on board right now.
On board?
Yep.